Okay, we've now reached our second segment called I Don't Feel Good About This week. And again, we are in our bakery culinary themed episode. So I'm bringing up something real serious. And this is actually, stay with me, this is actually sort of a critique on America in a lot of ways. Um, it's going to get very political, so put your fucking hats on. And this week, I don't feel good about the metric system. And here's why. I want to use the metric system. I want to be able to understand what someone means when they say 25 grams of something. I want to be able to visualize that, to picture it, because the rest of the fucking world uses the metric system. And we're over here being like, oh, let's do a cup of this and let's do what I don't even know what we do. We do feet and inches, they do centimeters and millimeters and all that kind of stuff, and that makes so much more sense when you're weighing something. You're not thinking about, oh, a half a pound of garlic, you're thinking 22 grams of garlic. And I'm not a baker, and I'm not a chef, so some of these things might be wrong. I don't truly know what I'm saying, and I don't interact with the metric system that much, but I hear it all the time. And you're thinking, oh, let me get a liter of cola, or what's a kilo? What's a kilo? If I'm watching a show about cocaine and we're talking about, oh, he went down for 22 kilos of cocaine, I have no idea what that looks like. I can't picture it. And that is why America has a problem, because we decided, however many hundreds of years ago, that we were going to break free from our European, colonizers. And although I guess I'm technically a European colonizer too, but you know what I'm saying. Indigenous Americans were colonized by our European brethren, and we decided we were going to say no to the metric system. We're literally, is there another country that doesn't use the metric system? Because, like, people will be like, oh, yeah, my height is 175 centimeters. And I'm like, you could, to me, that could be 12 feet. I don't know. I can't picture it. I need you to say you're 5'4" or you're 6'2", because I have no idea what 195 centimeters looks like. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes they do like, oh, I'm 1.7 centimeters tall. And my mind simply cannot. I think what it is it's like something about, I'm not going to try to work this math out on the podcast. We'll both be embarrassed for me. We are all going to feel the shame of me trying to do some math in my head while being recorded. The truth is, I need everybody to be on the same page. And because I know the non-metric system, I'm not even sure what our system is called. The dumb system, the system where you can't relate to anybody else outside of this country. It's so fucking American, let me tell you. Our system needs to be implemented across the world for my sense of ease. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't really believe that. What I wish truly happened is that I was taught the metric system from birth. So when I go to European grocery store and I say, I need a kilo of cashews, I understand what that means. How much is a kilo of cashews? I don't know. I can't picture it. This is the problem. I can picture a pound of cashews. That's a lot of cashews. Anyways, I just think it's something to consider, that the rest of the world get on board with me for my ease of use, which again is extremely American of me, and I apologize. But I don't fucking feel good about this.
The U.S., Liberia, and Myanmar use the imperial system.
The imperial system. Okay, the US, Liberia, and Myanmar use the imperial system. So it looks like I gotta get in conversation more with more Liberians and more Myanmarians. Is that
Yeah,
what they're
there's no way they're calling it.
I can't be right.
There's no way.
Well, It does seem weird that 3 out of, I'm guessing, like 350 countries. That's my how many countries are in the world? Google.
So it does say that the UK and Australia and Canada use some
There
imperial
are
systems.
some moments where I'm like, I know what that is, but I don't know where the imperial system begins and the metric system ends. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. And why would you ever use imperial if you have like a perfect system?
100%. Like, why are we doing
Maybe they
this?
just use feet. They're measuring a distance, but no, they just use
No, they use
yards.
meters.
Oh,
Yards is us,
yeah.
right?
So
Meters
you're
is
saying yards.
them.
So there's officially 195 sovereign states.
Not me saying 350 countries. Okay, so there's 195 sovereign states in the world, and 3 of them use the imperial system. Don't I sound smart? Like I didn't just Google what the imperial system was. And by the way, I didn't. James, producer James, thank you. The next thing I don't feel good about this week is I have a bit of an over dramatic flair. I tend to sort of go hard for things that don't matter emotionally. See previous segment. And the people around me are done, truly done. My wife, fully done. Let me give you an example. We were watching again a culinary show because this is your culinary episode of I Feel Good About This Pod. It's a new show on Netflix called Next Gen Chef. And there are these people who go to the CIA and the Culinary Institute of America campus, and they are competing to be the next gen chef. So they're many of them graduates from the CIA, many of them, working in very fancy and impressive restaurants, and they're coming back to sort of win this competition. And the chefs are all Michelin star, very impressive, career chefs. And the first round, they each were in teams and each had to cook a dish of a 7 course meal. And one person ended up making pasta because that was her thing, and she makes pasta every day, and blah, blah, blah. And so one of the chefs who was on the judges panel was trying this pasta dish. And she goes, well, I'm just going to be honest, it tastes like box pasta. And my exact reaction was, and my wife comes into the next room. She was in the other room. She comes running in and she thought I was witnessing someone being killed on television. My reaction was not in line with the gravity of what just happened. But when you get so locked into a show and you feel like, you get to know these players and you kind of get really invested in their tragic backstories, which all of them have, of course, because I don't think you can be part of a reality show if you don't have a tragic backstory. So if you want to get on a reality show, I think you make one up or you sort of play up one that you're kind of over, but like you talk about on camera. Just a little advice from me to you. It's free. Anyways, we've had several conversations, my wife and I, about how she needs me to chill when I react to things that don't matter, particularly in the car when she's driving. And like maybe I'm scrolling on my phone and I see something that I tell you does not matter. And I do that sort of gasp that I did for you guys. And she like slams on the brakes. She thinks I've seen a pedestrian run out on the street and she didn't see, and she's about to run over someone. And it's like, no, J-Lo got bangs. You know what I mean? It's like that is the level of ridiculousness that I'm dealing with and the gravity I'm giving a situation that doesn't deserve it. And so I sort of feel like the girl who cried wolf because when something real happens now, people in my life don't trust my first reaction. They're like, what happened? Because they don't want to get their stress levels up if I'm seeing, a conversation between Eugene Levy and Ryan Reynolds on the red carpet, and Ryan Reynolds was rude to Eugene Levy, which feels like I don't know, illegal. So of course I'm gonna react to that. How could you be rude to Eugene Levy? But screaming "oh fuck" really loudly in front of people doesn't necessarily warrant that in that situation. And so I don't feel good about the fact that I can't control myself. I am so overly dramatic when it comes to every situation. Everything feels life or death to me or hilarious. I really only have two modes. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen, and it's a true tragedy, or it doesn't matter and I am absolutely beside myself. I need a fucking fainting couch. So, yeah, I got to work on that because I really don't feel good about it. I feel good about this.